This is Deontay Bronze Bomber Wilder, heavyweight champion of the world, and you're watching Real Fans, Real Talk.
Face facts, what up, what up?
Real fans, realtalk.com. Where Arthur Diamonds, Trip Young, and intern Tom. But white and black fans, Asia to Manhattan. I get all my facts from my bro Mark the Statsman. If you're not tuned in, I recommend the CAT scan. And if your brain checks out, then you deserve a backhand. Sports, gossip, all the hot topics. Real fans, realtalk.com got it. They got the hottest bloggers.
Is Jeremy Lin hurt?
Well, log on to the site and you can hear it from them first. I'm talking about the latest. I'm talking about the greatest. Go check out the archives. Even tell a neighbor. Tell her Bobby sent ya. From spring to winter, tuning in should be the only thing on your agenda. Certified cosign, you know what I'm about, son. Real fans, realtalk.com. I'm out one. Real fans, real talk. Real fans, real talk. Real fans, realtalk.com. Real fans, realtalk.com. Real fans, real talk. Real fans, real talk. Real fans, realtalk.com. Real fans, realtalk.com.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Real Fans, Real Talk. I'm Mark the Statman Skevich. Got something special lined up for you today. I'm alongside my longtime co-host, the one and only Trip Young. What's going on, Trip?
What's going on?
And, of course, Mr. Legend in 2 games, a.k.a. Watch the Throne, Eric Sanchez in the building. What's going on, Eric?
What's going on, man?
It's appropriate that you're here because I've been saying for a long time, watch the throne, and you will be taking over my throne going forward for Real Fans, Real Talk. So I'm glad that you're here. I'm going to focus more on my therapy after the Knicks free agency with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving going to the Nets after the long-time Knicks thing. But you'll still be here to hear Trip rag about the Knicks sucking, and I won't have to deal with that anymore.
Yeah,
so.
I'll be in therapy shortly after that.
It's not gonna be fun no more. Me ragging on the Knicks now, man. That's that's like a big part of the thing here, man. I get to talk about the Knicks, but it's all good, man.
You can still torture Eric. I'll
throw some shots every so often.
The torturing for us, but. It's been a great ride these past 8 years. A lot of great memories over the years, interviewing Anthony Mason, longtime New York Knick, who I watched as a kid, got to interview him at his house. And, of course, as you've seen in the intro footage, the heavyweight champion of the world, Deontay Wilder, interviewing him down in Alabama. So a lot of great memories over the years. I'm glad to share them with Trip Young. And, Eric, you do a great job representing the misery of Knicks and Mets fans.
That is true. That's kind of true.
The pain of the blue and orange, you hold it well for all the other fans out there suffering. So we're definitely great to have you on board. And as a final farewell for Real Fans, Real Talk, I'm going to take you down down memory lane with me and some of the interviews that I've done over the years. And it's been great being a part of the show. And Trip, appreciate you. It's been a hell of a ride.
That's a fact.
Legend in 2 games. Keep watching that throne.
I'll hold it down.
Hold down the throne for me. And thank you all out there for watching every week and sharing the moments with me. Appreciate my parents who watch pretty much every week, and all the other fans and family and friends who watch the show. Thank you all for tuning in. And without further ado, here's some highlights for you guys. And continue to enjoy Real Fans, Real Talk with the rest of the cast. Trip Young, Legend in 2 games, Eric Sanchez, and, of course, the lovely Emerald Marie as well. And the rest, Ladybug and the rest of the cast. And enjoy the rest of the episode. And make sure you're checking out realfansrealtalk.com. Might see some work from me there in the future. And thank you again, everyone. We'll see you on Real Fans, Real Talk.
Face facts, what up, what up?
Real fans, realtalk.com. Where Arthur Diamonds, Trip Young, and intern Tom.
Hello, everyone. Real Fans, Real Talk. Mark the Statman Skevich. Trip Young had a great interview with him. It's going to be a tough act to follow. I'm here with the world heavyweight champion of the world, Deontay Wilder. Thanks for coming on the program.
Thank you, man. Thank you for coming down.
All right, and like I said, tough act to follow. Trip Young covered a lot of your career. You're following Shannon Briggs who was the last to hold a heavyweight championship in America. How does it feel as far as on a Patriot level, representing America in the Olympics, being the first heavyweight champion since 2007? How does that make you feel?
I feel great for it's an awesome feeling due to the fact that I got the WBC belt. Shannon never had the WBC belt. He wish he had it, but he don't. Sorry. So he's on the side. I'm not falling behind. He's on the side, and I just passed him with the WBC belt, baby. But but it feels good to bring the belt back to America and stuff like that. And I'm just looking for more. I want all the belts, man. That's the next step. I don't think it's no division that have a unified champion, that somebody that has all of them. And that's my next goal, is to unify the division and bring it back. I think the last American heavyweight to unify was either Mike Tyson or Evander Holyfield, one of the two. So I want to be that next, to go down in history as the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Deontay Wilder. So that's what we're on.
Vladimir Klitschko holding pretty much every other belt. His older brother, Vitaly Klitschko, vacated that belt, the WBC, which you hold now. The brothers never wanted to fight each other. Do you think that the fact that Klitschko wants to be unified as well, do you think that will increase the chances of the fight happening?
Oh, definitely. Everybody wants a piece of the WBC. Everybody wants that name, a claim to fame to that belt, because before it was all these other belts, it was only one belt. It was the WBC. That's why it's the most prestigious, most well-known belt of all of boxing. Everybody want to be a part of it and say, I had the WBC belt. The late great champions. Muhammad Ali. Joe Louis, all those guys had this belt, and everybody wants this belt. So, by that being said, as far as in his legacy, I'm sure he's gonna want to say that I had that belt as well too, just like my brother. So, by that being said, I think this fight is definitely gonna happen. This is a fight that we label as when it's gonna happen and not if it's gonna happen. So, I'm looking forward to it.
All right. You also said you're not going to be like a Floyd Mayweather who fights only twice a year. You're looking to fight 3 or 4 times a year. What does that mean for your training? Does that mean that you're going to be training all year long, or what does that mean as far as training?
I train year round anyways. This is what I do. I just been doing a lot of traveling due to the fact that I won the title and stuff like. I've been highly demanded a lot of places and stuff like that, which is cool. But I'm a gym rat. I love the gym. I tell people, this is my job. This is my 9 to 5. So I'm in here every day. A lot of heavyweights don't like to come to the gym to the simple fact that they don't have to make weight. And they can come in. Most of them come in only when they have a fight, and they use camp to get in shape. But me, I like to already be in shape when camp starts, so that way we can start day one for the game plan and stuff like that. And I love being around the kids. I love being around the atmosphere, the energy up in the gym. So that's why I'm here. So, so even keeping that pace of having fights so often, that's been part of my career, the remainder of my career. I'm used to fighting 5 and 6 times. At one point in time, I was recognized as the busiest heavyweight, to fight, and I like to keep that. I like to keep that going. I don't like to stay out too long. I love to do what I do. God have blessed me to be able to fight, and I want to show the world, display my talent among the millions of people in the world, so.
Got to have a great work ethic when you want to be the greatest of all time, no question about that. Now, when you're training, do you listen to music, or is there a specific type of artist or genre that gets you hyped when you're training?
Well, up in here, we listen to a lot of old school funk and stuff like that. I bring my radio and I bring my iPod, and we got an old school funk up in here, and we all get in the groove of a lot of artists and music and stuff like that. It just brings a different atmosphere, a different energy to the gym, even the younger people that don't understand who the artist is, but the music just get them that vibe, and start to go, and that's what we use. Most of the time I'm in the gym. That's what I'm listening to. So be prepared to come to not really a gym, but a club, because we party up in here, old school funk, baby, all the way.
All right, back in high school when I was on the football team, I used to listen to DMX to get me hyped up. And word around the campfire is you do a pretty good DMX impression. You feel like doing that for us here on Real Fans Real Talk?
DMX was one of my favorite fighters, man. I still love DMX and stuff like that. But y'all put me on the spot now. I can't, dog. See, I can't even do it. You know what I mean?
We'll get you time to prep up a little bit towards the end. You know, compose yourself. I know you weren't expecting it. At the end of the interview,
Yeah, you know, just trying to come out. Yeah, you know.
all right. Well, I also listened to Jay-Z to get me hyped back then. You had an opportunity to sign with Jay-Z and Rock Nation. You decided not to and staying loyal to Al Heyman. Could you tell us about that?
Yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? I'm loyal to my team. You know, I feel like, you know, even though they offered what they said that they offered and stuff like that, but they really wasn't in a position yet because the fight didn't go to a purse. It didn't go to a purse bid for nobody. It was still negotiating among Golden Boy and Don King promotion. So, you know, nobody was on the table was in a position to offer nothing yet, you know. So, by that being said, you know, that was already ruled out. And another thing, I still, like, I'm loyal to my people. You know, that just, if you don't have loyalty, sometimes you just don't have nothing when you with a family. You know, you just got to stay by your roots. And, you know, if I went with the first thing I heard or whether it deal with money or any other thing, then, you know, I would have been like some of these other knuckleheads out here that lost and getting into lawsuits and, you know, being on the shelf and stuff like that. You know, it takes more than just money to just really to get to me and stuff like that. I got to have a plan. I got to see what's your long-term goal with me, not just no short-term. You know, you can't just come to me a certain type of money and like, okay, this and this. And if you look at it, they was talking about certain amount of money 5 years. So, you know, really it would have been, for me, it would have been kind of crazy that if I would have signed for $2 million for 5 years, which each fight is supposed to go up, not stay the same or go down. So if I sign my name on the dotted line to get, no matter how big the fight is, small or big, I'm still getting a minimum of what I signed for. Who's it hurting, me or them? It's hurting me in the long run. They still making that money, you know. So when a lot of people see money and they think, oh, there's so much money, you have to think about what is in this contract. What is it gonna benefit me? What is gonna benefit my kids? You know, like, you know, and people just, they all of a sudden go to assumption. Oh, this is the most money you done made. This is, you know, why he didn't take it this? See, that's when people thinking that way. That's when they go wrong. That's when you if you sign a contract like that, you're setting yourself up for failure. And, you know, and that's another reason, you know. But like I said, you know, I'm with the best team in the world, and you know, I'm happy to be who I'm with. And at the end of the day, it's all about being happy, you know, and not about who this person is or what they offering. It's all about being comfortable with the people you're working with, having a family-oriented environment, and just being happy, man. And I'm happy with who I'm with. So, no.
Yeah, loyalty is definitely an important thing, definitely a good thing, definitely a rare thing out there as well. Most people are loyal to money, not, you know, their family, as you call it, that you have going on here. Do you think that Al Heyman, there'll be any issue with the Klitschko fight, since Klitschko is HBO, and you know, there's some issues with Heyman getting Mayweather exclusive to Showtime? Some people feel that might be an issue. Do you think that's going to be a problem?
I don't know. I mean, it's too hard to tell right now. You know, it's very hard to tell right now. Hopefully, by that time it don't be no issues. I want it to be a smooth ride, and I want this fight to happen. You know, I want to give the people what they want, the fans and stuff what they want. So we'll see when the times get there. You know, but I don't feel it would be an issue though. But we'll see when it comes.
Well, we see Mayweather-Pacquiao. We thought that was never going to happen. It's about to happen. You made your pick already with Tripp Young, so most likely, if the money's there, I mean, that's a big heavyweight fight, so chances are that'll happen. Mayweather going for Marciano's undefeated record, but the thing is, that was a heavyweight record. So even if Mayweather beats it, the real record is heavyweight. So do you feel that you're going to get that record?
Well, you know, I haven't set goal for Marciano. I haven't set goal for nobody record. So if it happens, it happens. So, you know, I just never. It wasn't never that serious to me. You know, my goal was to be heavyweight champion of the world. I became that. My next goal is to be the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. That's what I'm seeking for, and to be the best heavyweight champion of the world. Period. You know, that ever have came. that is my goal. I don't care about what somebody else have done, their record and stuff like that. If I pass it, I pass it. If I knock more guys out than the next person did, then that's all good and dandy as well too. But them are my goals. Everybody should set a goal for themselves. That's Floyd's goal. So hopefully he exceed and pass it. Whether he definitely I don't think he's gonna get a credit for it because that was a heavyweight as you described. It definitely was a heavyweight that set that record, and I don't think he's gonna get no credit for people. If he do beat it, he's just gonna set his own. He said he's gonna set his own record. And maybe somebody after he goes, somebody can come along and say, I want to be Floyd Mayweather, record and stuff like that. So, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, I definitely think Mayweather is one of the better pound-for-pound fighters out there regardless. Well, I'm rooting for you to break the real record with Rocky Marciano. I'm rooting for you to be the undisputed heavyweight champion and beat Klitschko. So on Real Fans Real Talk, you're a member of the Real Fans Real Talk family, and we appreciate you doing this interview, and best of luck on reaching the rest of your goals.
Thank you, brother, and I appreciate you guys coming all the way to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, baby, to see the champ. I hope y'all guys have a safe travel as y'all had a safe travel coming. And may God bless you guys.
Thanks a lot, Deontay.
I get all my facts from my bro, Mark the Statsman.
Here with the biggest celebrity in the building and bowling for peace, Harlem's own Jim Jones. Welcome to the program, Jim.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. How y'all feeling out there?
All right. Now, you're famous for the song Ball and one of your big hits, but I didn't know you could actually bowl out there. You were doing your thing. Tell us about your performance.
A little bit from Harlem. In Harlem, you grow up playing basketball. That's one of the prime time things to do when you go outside. So, that's where that stems from.
Now, you're hurting a little bit after the game, it looks like. And in the first half, you came over to the scorer's table. I heard you say, the Danny Glover line, you're too old for this. And your skills out there were a little bit old school, too. I saw the finger roll. I saw the, a little hook shot there. You use a lot of old school moves all the time when you're out there on the court?
Man, a bucket is a bucket where I'm from, you heard? I bet you I had the most points on the basketball court.
All right, and an overtime thriller. You actually ended up not getting the W, but I guess when you could get all these celebrities to come together for a good cause, everybody wins. Could you tell us about why you got motivated to do Bowling for Peace?
It's for the kids, I like supporting the kids. I like giving the kids something to do, let them know that there's people out here in my position that really wants to give back and show them different things. So, shout out to all the kids that came out to enjoy this event.
Now, I heard you might be interested in getting involved in politics. You're from Harlem. Harlem's changed a lot. Rent rolls going up a lot higher. What's your thoughts on the change in Harlem the past few years?
It's cool. It's called gentrification. It's not as many jobs for the people out of Harlem that I would like to see, but it makes the neighborhood look good. I come from where every block was abandoned buildings and stuff like that, so to see them starting to put high rises and co-ops and condos and stuff like that, it feels good.
All right. Now, is there anything that you have coming up music-wise or the charity events that are coming up in the near future?
Look for the Diplomat Tour, look for the Diplomat EP, and, same old yayo, man. We out here grinding.
Hey, this is Butterbean. You watching Real Fans, Real Talk.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another very special edition of Real Fans, Real Talk. I'm Mark the Statman Skevich. I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only Butterbean. Thanks for coming on the program.
Hey, good to be here. Good to be here. Good to talk with y'all.
All right, and interesting story on how you got into fighting in the beginning. There was the series out there, Tough Man Contest, and you kind of started on a little bit of like a dare from colleagues. Can you tell us about that?
All the guys dared me to enter the Tough Man, which I did. Had to lose 20 pounds because I had a 400-pound weight limit. I weighed 420 at the time. And I went on a butterbean and chicken breast diet, and I hated the butterbeans. They just got old. They were bland. In the South, you mix grease and butter and good stuff and a lot of seasoning, but to eat them healthy, you got to cook them just like it is. And it wasn't so hot. So that's how the Butterbean nickname come on, and it went from there. After I won 18 Tough Men, they told me I couldn't fight in them anymore, and so I said, I want to go pro. I want to go after Tyson, and he never wanted none.
Now, chicken and butter beans, who came up with that diet? How was that the weight loss diet?
Well, butter beans, they got a lot of protein. There's not a lot of fat in them if you don't cook with the grease and all. So they're kind of filling, but they're kind of bland.
Now, Tough Man Contest, you dominated it so much that when the video came out for the Sega Genesis, I remember it, and much like Tyson, you were the main fighter or the boss character all the way to at the end. How did it feel to be on the cover and highlight of a video game?
Well, it was really cool because I was still working a factory job at the time when it come out, so how many guys build mobile homes or have a video game out? So yeah, I've always been humble though about it and, enjoyed it.
Did you ever play the game yourself and try to beat yourself in it?
Oh, without a doubt. I was tough. I mean, it's hard to beat me.
All right. Did you ever end up beating yourself?
Oh, a couple times. I mean, but hey, it was me.
Definitely must have been interesting to play against yourself in a video game. Also, the Knockout King series, I mean, you're a legend out there. I mean, your name lives on even though you're retired. Every single time there's a Knockout Kings video game, you're on there as well. So have you ever tried any of those?
A couple of them. I've played them all. I mean, they always send me copies of the new games coming out and whatnot. And, it's kind of messed up. I fought in Tough Man for a long time before that come out. Everybody knew me from Tough Man, but as soon as the game come out, everybody knew me from that. And then same thing with professional wrestling when I was in WrestleMania. At that time I had a lot of pro fights, but after WrestleMania, everybody want to talk about me knocking out Bart Gunn and dominating.
Yeah, but that wasn't your first time in wrestling. You were also in another pay-per-view against Mark Merrill as well.
Sable, yeah, I stole Sable from him.
That's a nice little catch to steal after a match. Definitely must have been a great accomplishment there. But you were very well diverse in the fight world. Like you decided to do not only Tough Man, you end up going pro in boxing. You did K1. You did pride fighting with MMA. Pretty much everything out there you did. I mean, it was what motivated you to try a little bit of everything? Well,
there was a guy up north, and he was telling me about, fighting, and Mark Coleman's his name. He's, he fight over there a lot. He goes, y'all try it sometime. So I called him up. I said, sure, I'll try it. Just, what do I got to do? He goes, well, let me check around. Next thing I know, I got promoters from all over the world calling me, and I mean a lot of them. So I said, heck, I'll go over there and fight. I don't mind. So I went over there and knocked out the first guy I fought. Pretty easy. Then they had me go up against... And I knew after I fought him that I needed to learn a little bit more of the technique because there's a lot to it. K1's not an easy task just to step into like I did and knock somebody out. But they wanted me to fight Ernesto Hoost, was the baddest man in that area. So I declined on that one. I go, let me get a little bit of experience under my belt, and then I'll fight him. But once I got a little bit of experience, they didn't want me to fight him no more. But I learned to check kicks and I enjoyed it. And then I went to Pride. A lot of the fighters, they wouldn't fight both organizations, Pride and K1, because they're big competitors. But they let me do it because they had no choice.
Now, you mentioned fighting all around the world, having promoters all around the world. You grew up in Alabama. You live in Alabama now. Can you tell us, about traveling the world and why you pick Alabama as your home?
Well, I mean, like I said, we're out here outside. I mean, it's real peaceful out here. I love it in the South. I mean, you got neighbors. You driving down the road, somebody's broke down, you pick them up and give them a ride. You don't see that in a lot of places. I mean, in New York, you break down, you're stuck, you're walking.
People got places to go and things to do. They don't really care. But traveling the world, what is that like as far as I know when we interview other athletes, basketball players, for example, who travel the world, and it's like a surreal experience because the people out there really treat you like royalty. How was it like traveling around the world?
I mean, the people were really good, responsive. I'm really easy to get along with. I had a great time. I mean, everywhere I've went, China, Japan, Korea, everywhere. Very good people. I mean, they're really good.
All right, well, let's backtrack a little bit to we were talking about Tough Man Contest. Then you decided to go pro in the boxing world. What was that transition like exactly?
It wasn't that bad. I mean, I fought a real fast pace. Unlike boxing can be boring. I was never a boring fighter. That's why I skyrocketed, and people, I got a lot of fans out there because I was not boring. I went out to fight. Just like, in Tough Man, you only got 1 minute rounds. So you got to fight quick. Well, I took that philosophy into the 4 round fights with 3 minute rounds, and I just kept the pace up. So that's why they ended up calling me the king of the 4-rounders, because I fought such a fast pace. They wanted to see that.
Do you think anything will catch up to boxing? I mean, we see UFC kind of picking up a little bit as far as, picking up a lot actually as far as fan base. But do you think anything will ever catch up to boxing?
Boxing's been around forever. I mean, UFC's kind of, in a way, took over a lot of the fan base. But as soon as we get another big heavyweight that go out there, and bang, and another Tyson or somebody like that, it'll transfer back over to boxing. Hey, Dante might be the one to do it.
Deontay Wilder, you're referring to, and you're also involved in the entertainment world. We saw you in the Jackass movie with Johnny Knoxville. Can you tell us about that experience, what it was like? And Johnny Knoxville's a small guy. I mean, you probably could have done a lot more damage than you did, but...
I didn't realize it was actually really want me to knock him out. So I was playing with him for a little bit. And I said, heck, I'll do it. If y'all want me to knock him out, I'll knock him out. I've done other movies before. I was in chairman of the board of the Carrot Top. I've done a lot of different sitcoms. And one I just got back from New York doing one called Friends of the People, which is coming out soon. So keep your eyes out for it. But it was a lot of fun.
You also had a TV series that lasted for a year where Deputy Butterbean, Big Law. Could you tell us about that?
Well, I worked with the net team prior to Discovery finding out about it, and they wanted to follow us around, and so I said, sure. I mean, and I talked to the police department. They were fine with it, and just to bring people's awareness to what kind of drugs. If you keep your eyes open, there's drugs everywhere. Just keep your eye out and put a stop to it when you can.
And you have a passion for law enforcement, or what made you get involved with that?
Well, there's a lot of kids go out there getting drunk and drinking and driving and doing drugs, and it's just not a good combination. I mean, I got grandkids, I got kids. I don't want somebody all hopped up on pills or speed and getting in a wreck, and that's where all the theft and things like that come from around here, basically, is the people trying to get money for their drugs. So if you put a stop to it, there's a lot less thieves and a lot less drugs going on.
I definitely agree with you on that one. And you mentioned your kids and grandkids. Here you are, a big-time superstar. Now you're taking it a little bit easy. What's the transition like going from the superstar Butterbean to being the family retired man that is now?
I love it. I mean, I have 5 grandkids right now. I love it. I got 2 more on the way. So, I mean, more the merrier. I mean, spending time with grandkids is the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah, they say you haven't lived until you become a grandparent. I guess is that an accurate statement?
Yeah, kids are great. They can get by with a little bit, but the grandkids get by with about anything. People say that you can love them and then take them home. They can stay all the time. I wouldn't mind.
There definitely must be a great experience there. Now, I mentioned before you've done a lot of different things: kickboxing, MMA, WWE wrestler. What would you say would be your favorite moment, favorite fight, or favorite activity, whether it was TV or WrestleMania or a specific boxing fight or fight that you would say was your favorite moment in your career?
Well, I got the most response out of knocking out Johnny Knoxville, knocking him out. I got the most response, but to me was taking on Larry Holmes and going 10 rounds with him where everybody said, oh, he can't go past 4. And I just wanted to prove him. I dropped Holmes in the 10th round, but he won the decision because he was afraid of me. All he wanted to do is jab and run, which he done a good job of it.
And people stereotype the big guys and, kind of feel that they're out of shape and everything, but your training is pretty intense and you do have to pass a physical. Is it the same physical for everybody, or how does that work as far as, considering you were doing 4-round fights for the majority of your career, how does that work as far as the boxing commission and everything?
Yeah, the physicals, everything's the same. As I fought on fights that everybody was borderline blood pressure and all that other than me. I was perfect. The doctors was like, man, you're the biggest, most out of shape looking one here, but you're in the best shape out of everybody. I said, the big guy's got to work harder. To be able to do what I did, I had to work harder than everybody else.
As far as big names that you fought, Peter McNeely was kind of one of the bigger challengers that you had. You mentioned Larry Holmes already. What was it about the Peter McNeely fight? You ended up winning that fight. Did you feel like you proved yourself a little bit more since he was more of a recognized name?
Not really. There wasn't much to McNeely. I mean, I even said that when Tyson fought him. I said, you don't put me in there with Tyson, then you'll have a fight. McNeely was just a walkover. I'll be honest with you. I walked over him easier than Tyson did. But, there was other fighters out there, a guy named Louis Monaco. He knocked out Kevin McBride, which McBride ended up knocking out Tyson. So there was a few other names that kind of slipped under the radar, but real tough guys.
And you mentioned Tyson. That's a fight that you always wanted in your career. You once said that one of the reasons why you got into fighting was to fight Tyson. Why do you think it never happened?
One thing I had power. And that's one thing they knew they didn't want to put up Tyson against, somebody that had power that would go at him. McNeely kind of showed one thing to everybody how to fight Tyson. You got to go at him. You got to, McNeely didn't have the weapons to go at him, but I did. You got to go straight to Tyson, go in there banging, and he really can't handle that. He's used to being, moving and defensive and jumping when he wants to. But having somebody go at him, he just couldn't handle it.
And Kimbo Slice called you out a few years back, but you were already pretty much along the lines of retiring at that point. Is it because you were retiring that you didn't want that fight, or what is the reason for that?
Well, it was a never offer. I mean, Kimbo wanted to use my name to kind of bring himself up, but when it come down to it, they didn't want to fight me. Kimbo's a joke. I'll be honest with you. Kimbo's a joke. Yeah, he beat up people from Walmart parking lots. Good move. Made a lot of money doing it, but as far as an actual boxer, he ain't never going to do it.
All right, there you have it. Is there anything that you want to say to the fans out there? Any message to the fans out there?
Hey, enjoy life. Spend time with your kids and grandkids. You'll never regret that.
What about aspiring fighter that's out there? Any words as far as motivational words for the fighters out there?
The main thing I can say about fighting, and that's when I started actually doing a lot better, go out there and have a good time. You got to enjoy doing it. If you're not enjoying having fun, don't do it. I mean, you got to enjoy doing it. You got to go enjoy going out there, and you got to enjoy working out. The morning runs ain't always the best, but, hey, you got to have fun doing it.
And was there a favorite fighter that you had growing up that made you into fighting?
Originally it was George Foreman, and then a couple, I'd only follow some of the fat people that I liked. Like Johnny Tapia was a lot of fun. Mickey Ward Gotti, they're both fun to watch. Just fun fighters that have good personalities about them. But Big George, he kind of helped me out. I mean, he really inspired me.
Once again, Mark the Statman Skevich here with the legendary Butterbean, one of my personal favorite all-time fighters. Great to have you on the program.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
All right. Make sure you check us out, realfansrealtalk.com. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Hey, what's up? This is the WBA middleweight champion of the world, Daniel Jacobs. Keep it here. Keep it locked right here on Real Fans, Real Talk.
Welcome to Real Fans, Real Talk.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is sure as hell not a participation trophy.
Hi, this is John Starks, and you're watching Real Fans, Real Talk.
What does Spike Lee mean to the Knicks?
It means a lot. He's obviously one of the Knicks' greatest fans and greatest supporters. And, on that sideline, when you run out that tunnel, you always see Spike Lee. During my time, he was always there, and he was the inspiration to all the players.
I get all my facts from my bro, Mark the Statman.
What's going on, guys? It's your favorite Ladybug here at Ballin' for Peace, Celebrity Flag Football. We had to get the pre-game interview with the Statman. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Got my warm-ups in, got a few catches, stretched out, make sure I don't pull a hammy or anything, ready to get it in.
Well, Tripp said that you promised 6 touchdowns, so you can't upset the fans.
Well, that depends if they throw it to me or not. I don't know if they're going to play me or not, but I'll find a way to do it, even if I got to do interception and do a little Deion Sanders interception dance in the end zone. But my strategy is going to be, because I'm big and everything, a lot of people don't know what I could do. I'm going to start off with a little slow jog, and then next thing you know, out of nowhere, I'm just going to put the burners on and, just smoke everybody. That's what I'm going to do.
And the Statman, you see, this is going to happen. So make sure you guys keep it locked. We're going to have the Statman after for the post game, and catch us Thursday. We're going to recap everything on Real Fans, Real Talk.
I just want to say it's an honor being interviewed by Ladybug. I'm a big fan of yours ever since you came on Real Fans, Real Talk a year ago. I know you're the social media favorite and everything, so it's a pleasure to be interviewed by you.
Oh, my God. And it's always love. Real Fans, Real Talk. We support each other. We're going to have fun here. Ballin' for Peace. We'll be right back.
And I get all my facts from my bro, Mark the Statman.
Mark the Statman Skevich here with the native Brooklynite, CI in the building, D Chambers. Now, you had a pregame prediction, I think 26 points, and they heard about it. So they didn't even let you go in the starting lineup because they heard you were going to pull a Kobe Bryant and take all the shots, and they kind of hated on you a little bit. What do you think?
Yo, I think I did explosive on the defense part. I got a lot of rebounds. I punched somebody ball. I didn't know what was going on, but at the end of the day, HO was just on fire, and we gave the hot hand the ball. And I don't know how it happened. This is really ball for peace because the score was 80-80. Like, we didn't even get to finish. We're going to probably have to do this on half court or something. I don't even know.
This is Anthony Mason. You're watching Real Fan, Real Talk, coming at you live from my house.
Who would you say was the toughest athlete to defend?
Well, it's funny because I don't think it was a tough athlete. I think it was a combination. And I always say it was Karl Malone because he had Stockton. If Karl Malone was in the position, the ball was right there on time, perfect position. Stockton goes to the bench and he wasn't the same player. He wasn't as hard to check.
Yo, this is Teresa Weatherspoon, better known as Teaspoon, and you're watching Real Fans, Real Talk.
You're one of the pioneers of the WNBA back in 1997 when the league started with the New York Liberty. What was that feeling like, being there, one of the first to ever do it?
Man, it was amazing to play in Madison Square Garden. I'm sure it was amazing for all the other young ladies and the teams in which they played for. But we were playing in New York City. We were playing in Madison Square Garden. We were playing in front of the greatest fans there is in the world.
This is Vin Baker. You're watching Real Fans, Real Talk.
What was it like stepping out on the court? I'm sure you were a fan of some of the guys that you're playing against, maybe Michael Jordan, or what was that like being on the court with some of the guys as a teenager that you watched play?
Terrifying. My first few times being on the floor with these amazing stars, seeing Michael and seeing Patrick, Karl Malone, I was just in awe. But I had to get out of awe really fast because they were kicking my butt.
I'll get all my facts from my bro, Mark the Statman.
If the fight were to happen, Pacquiao versus Mayweather, who do you think would win?
I never predict fights that I might have to keep scoring. So, I'm not partial to one guy or another. It would be a great fight, though. Southpaw against the right-handed guy, power puncher in Pacquiao against the speed guy in Mayweather. It's a great fight.
Do you think the fight will ever happen?
Oh, definitely.
I'll get all my facts from my bro, Mark the Statman.
They're going to steal my idea, but the winner of like a tournament gets to battle Eminem.
See, that's the thing about it. Like, now it's at the point where certain names, we're getting booked to the point where it's like, yo, this is our lane. You're not going to come in like Cassidy. Cassidy just battled Disaster. Mm-hmm. Cassidy got $250K.
That's crazy.
But he's got a 2-battle contract. He got that. If he would have lost to Disaster, nobody else would get booked like that because we've beaten Cannabis, destroyed. Yeah. Anybody that's tried to come back has gotten destroyed by us. Yeah. Cassidy was the only one, and honestly, Cassidy can lose. Like, he can get killed. Like, he just because it was the matchup. Yeah, like he wasn't impressive. Yeah. It was the other guy was just worse than he was.
I
So
think if he battled anybody from URL, it would have went.
It would have been a nightmare for him. So like somebody like Eminem, of course. But are they going to do a tournament? Guys aren't going to do that because we get paid to show up. Like, we're not betting anymore. It's not like a prize after. They'll tell, like, we get booked. They'll be like Cortez.
You still get paid, like, each member in, like,
if the backing is there to do it all, I don't see a problem with it.
Like, if you got 8 of the best battle rappers out there, obviously each individual match would be a big thing as it is. And then as you work to the tournament, the finals is Eminem. I mean,
I think that's crazy. Insane. Like, I think that's crazy, but I just don't know if they'll let Eminem do it. Maybe another rapper.
He might be too big.
Maybe somebody like Joel Ortiz, Royce the 5'9", the guys that still respect the
lyricists. His big name would increase the payday of everybody on the roster.
It would.
And then they could send me a check for coming up with that idea.
Exactly. But that would be like on that quick. Like M would be crazy.
I'll get all my facts from my bro, Mark the Statman.
Hello, everyone. Mark the Statman Skevich here with one of the greatest comebacks in boxing history, the man himself, Vinny Paz. Welcome to the program.
Hey, nice to meet you, Mark. All right, hold on. Did you say one of the greatest stories in boxing comebacks? Name one that's better.
I just say one of, but I personally would think it's the most amazing comeback in boxing history.
Say that then. It's the
All right, let's do it. Now we got to do it over. No,
Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling.
we're going to keep it rolling, but I'm just going to correct myself. I am here with Vinny Paz, the most amazing comeback in boxing history.
Hey, now you're talking.
Great to have you on. Now, for those of you that don't know, champion of the world, 5 times, but the most amazing thing is the car accident, the neck injury, the doctors saying you shouldn't come back. What made you have the balls, so to speak, to even attempt to make a comeback after that?
Yeah, it was a crazy period in my life, and I don't know. I just wasn't gonna take no for an answer, and you know, like I told my mother, I said, "Ma, I'm gonna make this happen, or I'm gonna die trying." And she started crying, and I meant it, and you know, I got lucky, a lot of hard work, but got a lot of luck too. There's the big guy upstairs is looking out for me, and I want to say hi to my girl, my PR girl. She's not my PR girl, she's my everything girl, Zena. Zena, I hope you see this. Giving you a big shout out. I love that girl. I got to give her credit. She's the only one in my life right now that does anything for me. She's the bomb.
Definitely. Not only.
How's she gonna see? How can I tell her to see this?
Well, our archives are on RealFansRealTalk.com, but we're on local cable TV Thursday nights, Verizon Channel 44 in all 5 boroughs of NYC. But not only did you make a comeback, but you came back and you won the title again. That's just amazing stuff right there.
It's pretty cool. I actually 3 world titles after I broke my neck. I won 2 before I broke it and 3 after I broke it. So
definitely amazing stuff. Now, you had an injury, and Ring 10 that takes care of boxers that fall on hard times. Had you not had somebody get onto an injury and not be able to come back, it's great to have an organization like Ring 10 out there. Wouldn't you agree?
Most definitely. You know, I almost can't believe what they do, but they do some really good stuff, and it don't happen too often. And there's the very few charities that like give a lot back, and they do. You know, I've witnessed it personally, and it's pretty cool. I'm happy about it. Hey, brother, cool.
Definitely, ring10.org is the website for those of you who want to donate for the boxers that fall on hard times. And now you had a movie made after you, Bleed for This. What was that like, knowing that a movie was made after you?
It was cool. It was an awesome movie. I mean, they did a great job. Of course, I kind of gave them the material for it, but it was awesome. Miles Teller, it don't get any better. Nobody could have played that better than Miles Teller. He did things I couldn't believe he was doing. I'm like, how the hell does he know I do that? It was incredible. Katie Seagal played my mother, which was, she looked like my mother, like, go figure. Aaron Eckhart was absolutely fabulous as my trainer, Kevin Rooney. Karen Hines was awesome as my dad. And Miles Teller just shined, he shined. The movie was really good. It's too bad it didn't get enough credit, but that's a whole nother situation.
Now, were you actively involved with the movie as far as the authenticity of everything that's in there?
Believe it or not, no, but it was very accurate. It just would have had a couple of things, a little different. My father never left my side. I got lucky. I got lucky with great parents. My father never left my side, and all girls around me had big boobs. And that's the only thing I would have changed, because if they didn't have big boobs, I put them in them. And believe me, I went through about $100,000 in boobs, so that's one thing I would have changed if I was on the set. And I mean that.
Vinny Paz is a fan of the boobs, aren't we all? We appreciate the work that you've done in that sense, too.
Thank you.
All right, Vinny Paz, thank you for joining us on this edition of Real Fans, Real Talk. It was a real pleasure having you on the program.
I can't wait to see this interview.
Now get all my facts from my bro, Mark the Statman.
I was trying to just clean up past fights with guys where they just took fights from me. Where I know I didn't lose, they just took it because this guy's name was getting ready to fight this guy.
And they wouldn't give him the Leonard fight also because that was a fight that was supposed to happen. But the Leonard fight never happened. I think Leonard said to you that he'll never fight. I'm never going to fight you.
I'm not going to fight you. I'm never going to fight you.
Wow.
I said, bag Ray, for $5 million, I'll let you beat me.
Statman Skevich. I'm over here by Boston, just outside of Boston in Holmbrook. Gonna have my toughest MMA fight so far. Heard a lot of things about this fighter. One of the toughest out there, so I'm really gonna have my work cut out for me, and let's hope for the best. I might get demolished, you know. We're gonna see what happens though, all right? Let's go.
Finish him. Excellent. Flawless victory.
Now get all my facts from my bro, Mark the Statsman. Now get all my facts from my bro, Mark the Statsman.
We got some Golden Gloves fighters, including the one that I stepped in the ring with, who ended up being the Golden Gloves champion this year, Kanja Nathan. And talk about sportsmanship there, ladies and gentlemen. Even though he beat me, no grudges held. The one and only Kanja Nathan in the building. Welcome to the program.
Now get all my facts from my bro, Mark the Statsman.
Hello, everyone. Mark the Statman Skevich, Real Fans, Real Talk, in association with the RTS Spotlight. Here with Brownsville, Brooklyn's own Zab Judah. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Great to have you. Before we get into your long, illustrious boxing career, let's talk about today, how you're giving back to the community, giving out turkeys to the community. How did you get involved?
This is a program, something that we've been doing for the last 10 years. We go around every Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Halloween, etc. And we, I'm born and raised in Brownsville, Brooklyn, a poverty-stricken kid, grew up in the projects. And so this is why every year we pick a different projects and go out there and give our turkey because, we grew up poor and everything like that. Some Thanksgivings we ain't had no turkey, but you know what? you know what I'm saying, like now that God has blessed us with the opportunity, I feel like it's time for me to go back and give back. You know what I mean? So we picked Brevoort this year, and we came out here and had an excellent day today. Yeah.
Now this building happens to be a senior center. You also help with the elderly suffering from dementia and Alzheimer's. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I'm also a certified nurse. I'm a CNA, and you know, just another title to show people in the world that you know, greatness is what you make it. You know what I'm saying? You could be great at whatever you believe in yourself as. You know what I mean? Like, don't let nobody tell you what you could do or what you can't do. You know what I mean? Like, believe in yourself and go out there and work hard. Like, people told me that I could never be a nurse. You know, I really want to be a doctor, you know what I'm saying? But I know going to school for a doctor right now is a long time, right? I don't think I got enough time right now, you know?
You're still young?
Right. Yeah. So, but what I said was I wanted to go to school, get my nursing license, and now I got my nursing license, 6-time champion of the world, last undisputed champion of the world. And I'm moving on. I'm still doing more than that. I got a big surprise coming out in the medical field that I'm doing right now. People are going to be really shocked about. It's really cool.
Now, what made you decide to do that after boxing?
I had a girlfriend, and she was a nurse, and she inspired me. You know, like I said, I always wanted to be a doctor. So she inspired me with, like, you know, like being a doctor right now is going to be a long time. So I want you to go ahead and, you know, because I have compassion, I love people, I love older people, you know what I'm saying? And working with patients with dementia was something different, you know what I mean? I mean, that was something that you got to do with your heart. You got to do that with the love of your heart, because, you know, it's a very rewarding situation to the person itself when you see how you help a person maintain themselves and help them, you know, because people with dementia, they don't have a lot of ability to do for themselves. So when you're stepping in there and you're helping them people, and you see, like, you can see where they need help at, and you helping them, and you see them actually get by the task that you help them with, you feel good about yourself.
Now, boxing, obviously, football as well, head injuries. You're dealing with dementia, Alzheimer's. You started boxing at the age of 6. Do you have any fear of that happening to you in the future?
Well, I mean, there's always a fear of a chance of being, you know, discombobulated. But I figure myself from fighting at the age of 6 years old, and I ain't afraid to tell you, I'm 41 years old. I just turned 41 years old the other day. And for 41 years old right now, I feel like I speak well, I think well, you know what I'm saying? I maneuver for myself, you know what I'm saying? I handle myself out here in these streets pretty well. And I thank God for that opportunity. I thank God for that situation that I'm in right now with having a 24-year boxing career.
Now, again, starting at 6 years old, what would you say to parents who might be a little concerned about letting their kids play football or get into boxing or anything like that?
Well, I would tell parents, when it comes out of boxing, I experienced it. Never push your kids into fighting. Let them come to you and say, Mom, Dad, I want to fight. Once they go in the gym and they start fighting, you know what I'm saying, go in there and watch them. Go in there and watch them and see what they're picking up on. I tell everybody, day one, if your children and your family and your kids are not moving their head with the defense, get them out of it. Defense is the number one thing. Remember, you got to remember, it goes back to the science of what the game is. The game is to hit and not be hit. Not, I hate you, you hit me, I hate you, you hit. No, that's not.
Not like a Rocky movie.
Right, it's not a Rocky movie. In real life, kids, move your head. You'll be around for a long time. Look at Floyd Mayweather, look at Sugar Ray Leonard, look at, you know what I'm saying? I mean, et cetera, et cetera. The greats, they move their heads.
Now,
you know what I mean?
Now, speaking of defense and Floyd Mayweather, you happen to be in the ring against Floyd Mayweather, obviously the most famous fighter that you fought. How hard was it to hit him?
I mean, it was in 06, man. It was a very competitive, fun fight. You know what I'm saying? We had a lot of fun. We made history. It's 2018 and people still asking that question. So what you think? It must have been good.
What would you say he's the greatest defensive fighter of all time, or?
Yeah, he's the greatest defensive fighter out here of our generation today. He is, you know, probably one of the hardest working boxers that I've ever seen work boxing. You know what I'm saying? I've had a chance to fight him. I've had a chance to be friends with him. I got a chance to chill with him, you know what I'm saying, and train with him. And you know what I'm saying, and you know, you observe those things as you work with Floyd. Floyd is a hard worker. Floyd believes in working hard so that he don't want to leave nothing outside. No, all T's crossed and I's dotted. So fight night, that's why he come out flawless.
A lot of big fights in your day. Who would you say is the hardest hitting fighter that you've ever been in the ring with?
Lucas Matiste.
Okay. You fought in a lot of different venues. You fought in Vegas. You fought in New York. You fought in an outdoor stadium in the rain. A lot of big memories. You're from Brooklyn, so you had the pleasure of fighting in the Barclays Center and Madison Square Garden. What would you say is the best venue that you've ever fought in?
I mean, of course, Barclays, you know, because it's hometown, you know what I'm saying? When you're coming out, I'm seeing peers, I'm seeing friends, I'm seeing family. I'm seeing people that I grew up with, went to high school with, junior high school with, first grade, kindergarten, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, one of my friends, Taji, me and her, you know what I'm saying? Me and her went to first grade together, no, kindergarten together. And she, when I was coming out to the aisle, I looked right at her, I was like, wow, like, you know what I mean? Like, that gave me, comfortability to say that, you know, outside this ring, you got a lot of love here. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is go inside this ring and perform to the best of your ability, and everything else going to be, you know what I'm saying, written from there.
Your last fight wasn't that long ago. Yeah. Less than a year ago. Are you planning on fighting again in the future?
100%. 2019, Zab Judah will be back in the ring. Just going to go back in there, exercise my right to whip ass.
Now, have you thought about retiring, or do you have any idea of a time frame or when you think you'll retire?
I mean, I think that the moment you start to plan and think about retirement, I mean, it's
nowhere in the near future right now.
It's safe to say that it's over when you start planning those type of things. I mean, I'm just looking to keep taking down history chapters, doing the impossible, making the impossible possible, and just breaking records.
Definitely. Now, when you're not in the ring, do you miss it? Like when you take a long break, are you like anxious to get back in the ring?
Of course, all of my friends and family know that, you know, you leave Zab out of the ring too much, he start punching on people. He start punching on, you know, I was like, I be shadow boxing with my daughters and and my son and even my mom. You know what I'm saying? Me and my dad still, you know, we do pads together. So I'm, you know, here to tell you Zab has a love and a passion for always going to the gym and working hard. And it's just a part of me. Something that, you know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, people always say, what are you going to do after boxing? I'm just like, I ain't thought about that. I just want to have fun and enjoy life, man. That's it.
Now, you started your professional career at the young age of 18. What type of advice would you have for young up-and-coming fighters?
Work hard, stay focused, believe in your dreams, put your best foot forward. Don't play with nobody.
Again, going back to age 6, what age did you realize that this is what you wanted to do professionally for life?
At 41, I thought about this yesterday. And I said, you know what, I love this boxing sport, and you know what, I'm going to continue doing it until I'm finished. So it took me 41 years to figure out that I really wanted to be a boxer.
All these other years you were just doing it to pass time?
I was just passing time. It was something that was great to me, but, you know, now I decided that, you know, I really want to be a boxer. I want to go out there and become 7-time champion of the world, and I know me and everybody that know me, once I put my mind to something, I will get it done.
Definitely, once you put your mind to something, you can definitely get it done. Mark the Statman Skevich here with Zab Judah. I'm here with Real Fans, Real Talk, and RTS Spotlight, and we'll see you next time.
Tell them again. We in Brevoort Projects right now. This is live right here, guys. I just want to reiterate that. Yeah.
Definitely.
Face facts, what up, what up? Real Fans, realtalk.com. Where Arthur Diamonds, Trip Young, and Intern Tom. For the white and black fans, Asia to Manhattan. I get all my facts from my bro, Mark the Statman. If you're not tuned in, I recommend the CAT scan. And if your brain checks out, then you deserve a backhand. Sports, gossip, all the hot topics. Real Fans, Real Talk.
Tremendous show, tremendous success.